Today, we're going to be making our own self-portraits, similar to what a lot of artists have done of making their own self-portraits, which a lot of us look at as selfies nowadays. So what we're going to need is you can either use a picture of yourself, a mirror, you can look at your camera in your Chromebook and take a quick picture and be able to study that. You will then need a paper, a pencil, and markers or crayons to color with. So what is a selfie? A selfie is a photograph that's typically taken of oneself using either your hand or even a selfie stick. So here are some different pictures throughout the years of my children and I. And you can see when certain ones have turned the picture or the camera on just them and taken a selfie. I also have a little fun one. I know there's filters and different things out there, so you can see some of these. So there you go with that, as you can see. Now looking at self-portraits. Self-portraits and selfies are really similar and the same. Artists would use the medium of painting or drawing or whatever that they had at that time for ink to paints to marker to you name it, and they would create a self-portrait, which is what we typically call a selfie too now. This is the way of being able to capture themselves, telling a story. Think about when you take a family portrait. Have you ever taken a family picture where all of you are together? And if you hang that up, that's typically called a portrait. Looking at these images here, what do all of these have in common? Do you see their full bodies? Do you not see? Do you feel how they're feeling in all of them? Are they smiling? Are they not smiling? Are they looking at you? Are they looking away? There's a lot of different things. And here are some other ones too. Now, there have been different things where, for example, the monkey over here, who actually came and took a picture himself with the camera that was out in the wild there with the photographer David Slater. And so you can see this monkey taking a picture and smiling. You have other artists that do a self-portrait or portrait in their own way, using the style that they enjoy. So think about times that, you, besides family portrait, have you done a school picture? School picture is a portrait of yourself. Does it show your whole body? Does it not? Have you ever taken a picture for a sport? So all of these things are ways of capturing yourself and telling a story about yourself and how you do that. So what we're going to be doing is drawing ourselves as best as we can. These here are examples of my other kindergarten students from years past creating their very own selfies. And so this is a little bigger size of an iPhone or an iPad or whatnot. And we're going to practice proportion, which is how to draw our eyes, our nose, and our mouth correctly on our face, as well as add in where our ears should go and hair, etc. So I want you to take this time now to think about, how do you want to pose for your selfie? Do you want to be smiling? Do you not want to be smiling? Are you going to be wearing a favorite shirt or something in your hair? Are you going to be, what season is it? Are you going to be in a sport? Are you going to be taking a selfie where you're by the pool? Think of all those different things. Maybe you're wearing, Minnie or Mickey Mouse ears because you're at Disneyland. Those are some different things you can think about. So what I want us to do is really look at how we're going to create a self-portrait today. And typically people use selfie sticks. Others have gotten back to using Polaroid. What we're going to do today is just use our Chromebooks, and we're going to really study proportion and how to correctly use a shape of our face by looking at our picture, but then also following these guidelines and really making it look like ourselves. So the first thing I want you to do is to open up your Chromebook. And if you don't have the option of taking a picture using a Chromebook or a camera app near you, you can look in the mirror. And so what I want you to do is just take a moment right now to look at your face, help you look at the details that make up who you are. Have you ever looked at what's unique to you? What do you see about yourself? What do you love about yourself? Look at what color eyes do you have? And where does your hair part? Meaning, does your hair, is it right down the middle? Is it to the side? Do you have any hair sticking up that normally do that all the time? Those are some different things that help when you go to draw yourself. So before we get going, we're going to just play with drawing today of what you know of drawing yourself, and then we're going to draw ourselves as a self-portrait. So let's take a look at that. All right, so today we're going to be working on our self-portraits. The first thing I want you to do is you're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half. So you kind of walk your corners until they meet each other and you hold it. And then you're going to use your finger to crease all the way down, okay? So then I want you to open it back up so it looks like it's a book in front of you, all right? And then on this side here, I want you to just draw a sketch of yourself, whatever you think you look like. So you can just quickly begin just drawing what you look like. Think of the selfies like we talked about in that PowerPoint. You got a selfie, just a picture of yourself. Maybe give yourself some cute little blush and cheeks. Good. All right, so when you're done, what you're going to do is you are going to fold your book closed again, and you're looking at your picture here, and then all you're going to do is flip it over, okay? And on this side, I'm going to show you how to draw a portrait just a little bit better, okay? Let's see, that was zoomed in a little too much. Here we go. And there. Okay, so on this side, what we're going to do is we are going to do a big oval. So try to draw the biggest oval that you can do. Okay, and then we are going to, I want to show you for this part, it's the most important part. When you go to do a dark line, you can see it on your paper, and that means you're pushing hard, but when you go to erase it, it still stays. So what I want you to do is go a nice light line where you barely touch your paper, so that way when you erase it, it's like magic, it's gone. So what you're going to do is I would like you to, with using those nice light lines, you're going to do a road going down the middle of your face, okay? And then you're going to do another road going across the middle of your oval here, okay? Why don't you do that now? See, I can still see it, but I did it really nice and light using my pencil. Is in the middle, here we're going to do a line, and in the middle of this line here we're going to do a line. There we go. Okay, get my keys out of the way. Okay, so then right here, what we're going to do is in the middle, we're going to do another line. Good. And then right below it, we're going to do another one, just a little bit, and we'll make this one a little bit longer. So it kind of looks like a face already, right? Yeah. So let's start off with my favorite part. Because I always wanted to learn how to do this and I never really understood until now. So the first thing we're going to start with is our nose. So right by this little line underneath here, you're going to do an upside down rainbow. Okay, so you're going to do an upside down rainbow. And then you're going to do a little upside down rainbow next to it. And then another one, little upside down rainbow next to that. Here's the start of our nose. Don't worry if it's not completely centered, that's okay. I mean, if you don't like it, you can always go back and just readjust it. Make it a little different. All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to just lightly, you're going to draw an angle coming off of this one nostril here. And you're going to do the same on the other side, but don't go above this middle line here. Good. So there's our nose. What you get to do now is you're going to take your eraser and you're going to erase the lines inside that nose. Cool, right? Okay. Now the next step that we're going to do is we're going to work on the mouth. So what I usually do is I do a little bit of a tiny upside down rainbow here. Okay. And then I do a little bit of a roller coaster off of it. All right. And then you do another rainbow and then a roller coaster. And there's the top of our lip. All right. And then for the inside of your mouth is this line here. So you can connect it, you can make it a little wavy if you want. And there's our top lip and the inside of the lip. And then for the bottom lip, you're just going to do a kind of a big upside down rainbow. That's how you close it off. So there are your lips. And I see I got one of my little road lines. And I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to erase from the chin here. And so now, when I zoom out, you can see that we have our nose and our mouth. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move to the eyes, okay? So what I would like you to do, I'm going to zoom in nicely with the eyes here. And you're going to do a line in the middle between this one and the middle one that you did. And then you're going to do another line between this one and right here. So you should have 3. So then on the right, we're going to do the same thing. Here's your middle, right? The one line, and then here's the end. So do one in the middle. And you're going to do the same here. So now you got 3 and 3. What you're going to do is you're going to connect by doing a rainbow on the top and an upside down rainbow on the bottom. So you're kind of making a football. You're going to do it on the other side too. Don't worry if you go past it a little bit. Good. And then you're going to erase those lines on the inside. And you can erase the one on the side there too. So you can see I pushed a little too dark here. That's okay. All right. So then on the inside of your eye, we're going to do a little bit of a, kind of like a C. And you do it on both sides. So it looks like you got your eye inside. Okay. And then you're going to do your pupil. Nice big dark dot here and here. And then I'm going to do a circle around it for your iris. Same on the other side. Okay. Now that we have our iris done, the next thing we're going to do is the top eyelid. So what we're going to do is, when you close your eyes, you can always see that crease. It's right below your eyebrow. So we're going to give ourselves that little bit of a lid here. And then you can go in and add your own eyebrows. So what type of eyebrows do you want to give yourself? Do you want to have it really high? Do you want like different type of arch? Look at your picture or look at yourself in your camera or a mirror and take a look and see, what do your eyebrows look like? What color eyes do you have? So then we can go in and add some eyelashes. The ones on the bottom are spread out and they're also very skinny and thin. And then all of us have eyelashes on the top to keep the dust out from our eyes. So, typically you have longer ones on the edges, so on the outside of your eyes, and then it goes all the way in a little bit smaller as it comes closer to your nose. When you do it, you can give them nice and further out, or you can make them nice and close together and really thick. You can also put an eyelid or make a line so it covers your iris a little bit more so your eyes don't look wide open in surprise. But those are all things that we'll work on the more we practice. This is just a start. If you want to give a little bit of a shadow underneath the eye, you can do that too. And then smudge it with your finger. That's completely up to you. So now that I have this part done on my eyes, you can go back and add in a little darker shading if you would like. But next we're going to do is draw our ears. And our ears are they're right between our eyes and our nose. So sometimes they're a lot longer. You think, like if you drew a line, a finger across your eye it's to the top of your ear. And then if you go your nose and drag across to the side of your face, that's typically where it's going to be. So next, start thinking about, how do you want to draw your hair? Your hair. So when you think about it, your hair does not start above your forehead as much as it would look like. So what you want to do is have your hair, either short or long, start a little bit lower than where you ended your hair. Because your hair doesn't start in the middle of your head, on the top of your head. It starts more forward, right there. So as you're playing with it, look at some of the examples I've given you at your desks, and you can take a look and see different types of hairstyles. What fits you? Do you want to have yourself wearing a hat? Do you want to have your hair partially down, or is it like spiky? So you can have it hiding your ears. If you don't want to show your ears, you could have it a little bit behind one ear or both of them. It's completely up to you. So take your time right now to go in and play with some of those different features. You can also go and add in a shadow with your neck. Your neck starts right underneath your ears. So as you're doing that, you can play and just add a little bit of shadow. And that's what we usually do with our nose, is your nose kind of comes up like a long triangle. You normally don't draw the line, and we usually add a little bit of a shadow. But I wanted you guys to have a good first experience with drawing a self-portrait. Once you're done with this, you can go in and grab the picture of the iPad, and you can either cut this one out and glue it on and color it, or you can draw yourself a new one. So think about playing with, the eyes and how you want the eyelashes. These are some different examples, and I'll also show you a couple student ones as well.